So I don't know what happened in Jeremiah 49. Can anybody quickly recap over Jeremiah 49? Or when was the last time we did 49?
Longer 13. Well,
Praise God. Did anybody here that was in the Bible study, Jeremiah 49? So you quickly recap what happened. We can still remember. Praise the Lord. We can't remember the last time we did Jeremiah 49. It's getting very tough. Jeremiah. Well, of course. Okay, let me just continue from here. Then so we won't waste too much time. Praise the Lord. Now we think what's been happening from chapter 1 up to now in the book of Jeremiah. Jeremiah is one kind of a unique prophet that they call him the prophet of doom for some reason because all his operations kind of looks like spelling doom for the people. Why? Because the people are disobedient and the Lord on his way to bring them back was telling them what will happen through Jeremiah. So rather than mending their ways and go back to God, they labeled Jeremiah prophet of doom. And they beat him up, they punished him so many times, they, did all kind of abuse upon him, put him in prison, all manner of they despise him in so many ways. But God is very, very loving and gracious. Praise the Lord. God is very loving and gracious. The psalmist said, "The Lord does not pay us according to our sin." Praise God. In as much as God forewarned the Jews what was going to happen because of their catalog of sins and rebellion, God still made a provision for uh, to forgive them. Praise God. Send them into bondage, to captivity, still made a provision to bring them back. He still made a provision that they are not wiped off. And during the course of the invasion, God made some of them to escape. In which case, after a while, they come not to continue to be able. God cannot deny himself. He has made these people new people, and it's not going to wipe them off at all. So, Numbers chapter, I think chapter 19, verse 23, says, God is not a man that he will lie, not a son of man that will change his mind. So, he has chosen them as his people, and it's not going to wipe them off, irrespective of what happens. Praise God. So also you and I have been chosen people of God. And I pray that we will not yield to the enemy to take us away from God in Jesus' name. The people of God did yield to people and they suffered a lot. And this is what we have been learning throughout Jeremiah from chapter 1 to chapter 32. But from chapter 32 till now, we are beginning to see God's promises being enacted. And really, from the last, from like chapter 45 till now, we are beginning to see what God is doing to pay back those that He used to punish the Israelites. He's beginning to pay them back, and beginning from the Ammonites, to today we'll be looking at the Today we'll be looking at the Nebuchadnezzar people, that's the Babylonians. Praise the Lord. So he has used so many kingdoms to punish the people. And, this is one of the things I think I spoke about this long time ago that if for any reason we see a man of a servant of God that is going through a period of punishment, so to say, or something that is not pleasant, we must not rejoice in it. Rather, if we cannot help the person, we just in our own little way be praying for him or her. Praise the Lord. Because if we do, perhaps that person is suffering for the offense he or she has committed. Perhaps God is using the person like He used Ezekiel as as a prototype so that we'll see what will happen. Whatever the case may be, if we take the light and rejoice in the servant of God's debasement, what happens in this towards the end of this book of Jeremiah should teach us a great deal of lesson. Now, God used these nations to punish the Israelites because of the idol worshiping, not returning to God, all kind of sinful ways, embracing the idol worshiping and so on. And having used them now, it's time to pay them back. And God said, because they took delight in the failure of the Spirit, He's dealing with them now. Praise God. Because He has promised that even though I will punish you, but I will bring you back. God is ever so gracious to His people. Praise God. And this must teach us a great deal of lesson as we begin to wrap up Jeremiah. Amen. Now, from verse, okay, so, amen. This is the word I'm reading NIV now, chapter 50. This is the word the Lord spoke through Jeremiah the prophet concerning Babylon and the land of the Babylonians. Now, the word of God came to Jeremiah concerning Babylon. Prior to now, he has been speaking the word of God, judgment concerning the nation of the Philistines, the Moabites, the Assyrians, the Ammonites, who have been very, very harsh to the people of God at the time of their ordeal. Now it's time for Babylon. That's the first to punish, the first nation God used to punish them was the Assyrians. And the last one before now that God used to punish them are the Babylonians. So now we're talking about the Babylonians in chapter 50. So whenever we hear Nebuchadnezzar, we must remember Babylonian. Darius, Cyrus, all those ones are from Assyria and so many other countries. Okay, verse 2. Announce and proclaim among the nations, lift up a banner and proclaim it. Keep nothing back, but say, Babylon will be captured. Bel will be put to shame. Marduk filled with terror. Our images will be put to shame, and our idols filled with terror. A nation from the north will attack her and lay waste her land. No one will live in it. Both men and animals will flee away. Verse 4. In those days, at that time, declares the Lord, the people of Israel and the people of Judah together will go in tears and seek the Lord their God. They will ask the way to Zion and turn their faces toward it. They will come and bind themselves to the Lord in an everlasting covenant that will not be forgotten. In an everlasting covenant that will not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have led them astray and caused them to roam on the mountains. They wandered over mountains and hills and forgot their own resting place. Whoever found them devoured them. Their enemies said, "We are not guilty, for they sinned against the Lord, their true pasture, the Lord, the hope of their fathers." I want us to highlight that, verse 7. Praise God. Flee out of Babylon. Leave the land of the Babylonians and be like the goats that lead the flock. For I will stir up and bring against Babylon an alliance of great nations from the land of the north. They will take up their positions against her, and from the north she will be captured. Their arrows will be like skilled warriors who do not return empty handed. So Babylonia will be plundered, and all who plundered her will have their fill, declares the Lord. Because you rejoice and are glad, you who pillage my inheritance, because you frolic like the heifer, threshing grain and neighing like stallion. Your mother will be greatly ashamed. She who gave you birth will be disgraced. She will be the least of the nations, the wilderness, the dry land, the desert. Because of the Lord's anger, she will not be inhabited, but will be completely desolate. All who pass Babylon will be horrified and stop because of all her wounds. Verse 14. Take up your positions around Babylon, all you who draw the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord. Shout against her on every side. She surrenders her towers, for her walls are torn down, since this is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance on her. Do to her as she has done to others. Cut off from Babylon the sword and the reaper with his sickle as harvest. Because of the sword of the oppressor, let everyone return to his own people. Let everyone flee to his own land. Israel is a scattered flock. That lion have chased. Israel is a scattered flock that lions have chased away. The first to devour him was the king of Assyria. The last to crush his bones was Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. 18. Therefore, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says: I will punish the Babylonian and his land as I punished the king of Assyria. But I will bring Israel back to his own pasture, and he will graze on Carmel and Bashan. His appetite will be satisfied on the hills of Ephraim and Gilead. In those days, at that time, the Lord, such will be made for Israel's guilt, for there will be none, and for the sins of Judah, but none will be found. For I will forgive the remnant I spare. Let's mark that one as well. 21. Attack the land of Merathaim and those who live in Pekod. Pursue, kill, and completely destroy them, declares the Lord. Do everything I have commanded you. The noise of battle is in the land, the noise of great destruction. How broken and shattered is the hammer of the whole earth. How desolate is Babylon among the nations. I set a trap for you, O Babylon, and you were caught before you know it. You were found and captured because you opposed the Lord has opened his arsenal and brought out the weapon of his wrath. For the sovereign Lord Almighty has work to do in the land of the Babylonians. Come against her from afar, break open her granaries, pile her up like heaps of grain, completely destroy her and leave her no remnant. Kill all her young bulls, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe to them, for their day has gone, the time for them to be punished. Listen to the fugitives and the refugees from Babylon, declaring in Zion how the Lord our God has taken vengeance for his temple. Summon archers against Babylon. All those who draw the bow encamp all around her. Let no one escape. Repay her for her deeds. Do to her as she has done, for she has defied the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. Therefore, her young men will fall in the streets, all her soldiers will be silenced in that day, declares the Lord. See, I am against you, O arrogant one, declares the Lord Almighty. For your day has come, a time for you to be punished. The arrogant one will stumble and fall, and no one will help her up. I will kindle a fire in her towns that will consume all who are around her. This is what the Lord Almighty says. The people of Israel are oppressed, and the people of Judah as well. All their captors hold them fast, refusing to let them go. Yes, their Redeemer is strong, the Lord Almighty. He is slain. He will vigorously defend their cause, so that he may bring rest to their land, but unrest to those who live in Babylon. A sword against the Babylonians, declares the Lord, against those who live in Babylon, and then against our officials and wise men. 36. A sword against our false prophets. They will become fools. A sword against our warriors. They will be filled with terror. A sword against our horses and chariots, and all the foreigners in our ranks. They will become women. A sword against our treasures. They will be plundered. A drought on our waters. They will dry up. For it is a land of idols. Idols that we go mad with terror. So, des- so desert glaciers and hyenas will live there, and there, and there the owl will dwell. It will never again be inhabited or lived in from generation to generation. As God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah along with their neighboring towns, declares the Lord, so no one will live there, no man will dwell in it. Look, an army is coming from the north, a great nation, and many kings are being stirred up from the ends of the earth. They are armed with bows and spears. They are cruel and without mercy. They sound like the roaring sea as they ride on the horses. They come like men in battle formation to attack the daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon has heard reports about them, and his hands and the anguish has gripped him, pain like that of a woman in labor, like the lion coming up from Jordan's thickets to a rich pasture land. I will chase Babylon from its land in an instant. Who is chosen one? Who is the chosen one I will appoint for this? Who is like me? And who can challenge me? And what shepherd can stand against me? 45. Therefore, hear what the Lord has planned against Babylon, what he has proposed against the land of the Babylonians. The young of the flock will be dragged away. he will completely destroy their pasture because of them. At the sound of Babylon's capture, the earth will tremble. Its cry will resound among nations. Praise the Lord. So this is the text of the Jeremiah's prophecy concerning Babylon and the Babylonians. Praise God. We've seen there so many things, which I'm not going to start talking about them one by one, but we'll look at some of them. Praise the Lord. It began by deriding the idols because Babylon is a nation of idol worshippers. If you remember when we were in the middle of Jeremiah, I think in around chapter 30, before I traveled, the people wanted to go to Babylon, and God was warning them through Jeremiah that indeed they will go, that if you want to worship idols, that He will drive them to a nation where indeed they will worship idols, where they can sacrifice their children to idols. I can't remember the chapter clearly, but it's one of the middle chapters from like chapter 30 to 40. And that was Babylon. Having been desecrated beginning from Assyria, Persia, Philistine, then finally Babylon. Babylon now came to destroy completely. So that in AD 560, Babylon came to destroy the temple of Solomon in Jerusalem. Praise God. Which kind of was a big thing. Now it's payback time to the destroyer. Praise the Lord. And God is saying a group of nations will be coming from the north. The Medo-Persian empires. Now God is raising another empire, the Medians and the Persians join hands together to destroy Babylon. And that's what figuratively most of the thing has been described here, how they are very fierce, how they are merciless, and so on, how they are swift on horses and so on. So, again, to place it on Babylon and raise it completely. Praise the Lord. So, verse 2 says, for the idols that the Babylonians esteem so highly, Jeremiah called them dung pellets. He gave them a kind of a derogatory name in James Version. Praise God. They are nothing. Praise God. And it says further that, that city will be inhabited after the destruction. Nothing will be left. Because, of course, their idols cannot save them. And this is what happened when the Persians came to destroy Israel. Of course, in between verse 4 and 10, we see there that Jeremiah predicted the return of the exile. Right now there are some Jews in Babylon that Nebuchadnezzar brought there. Okay? Remember the story of Baruch and all those Ishmael and before they went to Egypt. Can we remember? That's where we were before I left, before I traveled. Nebuchadnezzar came and took them, then he left remnant back in Judah. What's the name of that king he left there that Ishmael came to kill him? And, Ishmael came to kill him and the rest of them carried their thing and settled in Bethlehem. They decided what to do and they decided they are going to eat Egypt. And God now spoke through Jeremiah that if they go to Egypt, they bring problem on Egypt and none of them will return. So Nebuchadnezzar has already taken nearly everybody in the city to Babylon at that stage. So the remnant of them that were left in Judah, put one weak thing over them, you have to go back and read all these things. And you know, one of the dissidents came and killed the king overnight, and anyway. So that's what happened. Now this is over many years. It's not just 1 year we're talking about here, over so many years. Okay? Now, it's payback time now. And God is saying it's time to return. So those Jews in Babylon will escape the wrath that is coming upon the land of Babylon. So that's what verses 4 to 10 is telling us. So those people who, if we read it again, you see that it says that they will live for in those days, declares the Lord, people of Israel and people of Judah together will go in tears. They will repent. They will go in tears. Repent. They will ask the way to Zion, and their faces will bind themselves to the Lord in an everlasting covenant. This is the covenant God has made with his people from day one. The covenant God made with Abraham, which we can see in Genesis chapter 31, verse 31 to 34. Praise God. Go there, Genesis 31 from 31 to 34. Let's look at the covenants of God with his people. Is it Genesis? Sorry, Exodus 31, 31, not Genesis. I don't know. Praise the Lord.
There's none.
Abraham, Genesis.
There's no 31.
There is no Exodus 31.
There's no 31.
Sorry?
There's no 31.
Wait a minute for me. God made definitely Genesis, not Exodus, sorry. Jeremiah. I wrote Genesis when I was going to write Jeremiah 31. Sorry, it's Jeremiah 31. Look at Jeremiah 31 to 34 there. Say, the time is coming, declares the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, with the house of Judah. It will not be like the covenant I made with their forefathers, Abraham, when I took them by the hand to lead them out of Egypt, because they broke my covenant. Though I was husband to them, declares the Lord. This is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after that time, declares the Lord. I will put my law in their minds and write it on their hearts. I will be their God, and they will be my people. No longer will a man, often we pray this God covenants all the time in this church. That I will put my law in their hearts. No one will teach them because by the Holy Spirit they will know it. Because they will all know me from the least of them to the greatest of them. And I will forgive their wickedness and remember their sins no more. This is the covenant, that's verse 34, towards the end of 34. This is the covenant that Jeremiah is enacting here, so that people, because when God speaks, he remembers what he has spoken and he works them out. He says, I will forgive their sins and I will remember them no more. Praise God. So that's the covenant he's talking about in verse 5. For those that have the privilege to return back, some of them have died already, some generations have failed, but the remaining generations that are now privileged to return back, to go back, and they will go back into plenty. And if you read further down, you see that it says they will, even though whoever, he described from verse 4 to 10, is essentially against the that's what we're done. Even though the enemy in verse 7 that found them, devoured them, the enemy said, all the intermediary between Assyrians and Babylonians, the enemies dealt with them. I say, because they sinned. That's if you read verse 7, say, whoever found them, devoured them, their enemy said, they are not guilty. Of course, indeed they are not guilty, but if you go back from chapter 70 now, you see that indeed God has dealt with them, so that claim that they are not guilty. And because they thought that these people sin against their God. So what's their name? And the other people that are not people of God, like the Ammonites, the Assyrians, the Philistines. So they know that these are God's people. And they know that they were going through a certain thing because they sin against their God. Whereas the people of God did not know that they were sinning against their God. Praise God. Is it not ironical? So the enemy, the idol worshippers knows that, oh my, these God's people are going through all this destruction, devastation, pestilence, famine, and so on, because they sin against their God. Or God's people themselves did not. And this is what Jeremiah has been saying all through chapter 1 to now. That because you are going to, and God is going to punish you, God is going to send you to God to suffer, God is going to pestilence, and instead of embracing the warnings and return back to God according to the desire of God, they took offense. At times they beat him up, at times they molested him. And this is exactly what children of God are also doing today. Praise God. When you get to a church where we have a privilege not to be preaching prosperity and and all those gymnastics that leads people to hell, the church will not be full. But go to churches whereby the pastor can preach for 1 hour and yet you cannot remember anything he said. The place will be filled up. Because by now they are jumping from top, sweating, shouting, demonstrating, and everybody will be feeling good. That's all. Well, so the pastor will never talk about anything you are doing that is wrong. That's what people want to hear. The pastor will not tell you anything that will bring value to your life. That's what people want to hear in the church. The pastor will not see anything wrong in what you are doing that is ungodly. That's what people want to hear. And let him mention anything that borders on your attitude, which can lead to destruction, the people of us. Crucify him, do everything to frustrate his ministry. If it's within your power, tell people not to go to that church again, because the pastor is demonic. Praise the Lord. Just the same thing these people were doing to Jeremiah is still what we have today in the church, in a different form. Whereas warning is coming from left and right, we see all around the world that Jesus is coming soon. Praise God. If Jesus shall come now, what do we say? If let's assume Jesus arrives now, just as we are here. You say, okay, today I'll go to the world. Anybody I find in the sanctuary at this time, and those that will rapture. What happened to Christians that, well, are not at work for some reason, but are not just, cannot, those that cannot just explain why they are not in the sanctuary? I know there are some Christians right now that they cannot explain why they are not in the sanctuary and justify it. So what happened to some people? I'm just using that as just an illustration for. I'm not saying when Jesus comes to pick people that like judge. Because to be honest, it's not Jesus Christ, it's not everybody that says, Lord, Lord. So it's good for us to be in the sanctuary, but some of us are actually here now, our mind is not here. If I ask a question now, perhaps half of those of you that are looking at me cannot answer it. Because you are not even hearing what I'm saying. Because I've tested you before again and again. Your mind is not here. Let's go. So this is exactly what we are saying. It's not as if I'm trying to make us to feel guilty, but what I'm trying to do is point out the parallel between the time of Jeremiah and our time. Praise the Lord. It's unfortunate, but you know when disaster is looming, this is the telltale. This is what we get. This is what happened. Because in the time of Jeremiah, disaster was looming, and the prophet was preaching and shouting and crying, and you know, every day he says in chapter 32 that I send my servant to you every day, writing early in the morning, he begins to warn you, yet you could cry. The same thing. Praise the Lord. So this is a time for us to access our ways. This is a time for us to access our ways, so that the enemy will not take dominion over us. Amen. So that's verse 4 to 10. They now predicted the return of the exile back to Judah, because they've shown repentance now, as we have seen, say they will cry, they will look for the way to Zion, and they will. So the covenant that was summarized in Jeremiah 31 from 31 to 34 are also revealed to us, because God keeps his covenant, irrespective of what happens. And in verse 11 to 16, he spoke about the judgment on Babylon, which we are made to understand is a vengeance. God will take a vengeance on her for her treatment of his people. So it's stated clearly here in verse 15 that this punishment is coming to Babylon because God, in verse 15, decided to take vengeance because of the way that people. So I said earlier on that observe that God is giving people, maybe a man or woman of God, or maybe it's a group of Christians, we must not rejoice at the downfall of the people of God. Rather, we must be praying for them for restoration. So that after they have, God has chosen to have mercy on his people, God will not turn his back on us for being unkind to his anointed one. Praise God. So verses 17 to 20 in a nutshell kind of summarizes the interpretation of Israel history, which we have been seeing from verse 1 to 20 actually. We see in verse 17 the suffering and the judgment on the Israelites. The judgment on those who afflicted Israel is also highlighted in verse 18 there, as you can see. Therefore, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel says, I will punish the king of Babylon and his land, as I punished the king of Assyria. Praise God. Previous chapter 49, details the punishment of Assyria, which I believe we reached last week or week before. Praise God. But But this chapter is talking today about Babylon. So it did this in verse 19. It spoke about the return in peace and plenty of the people of Babylon. But I will bring Israel back to his own pasture, and he will graze on camel and fashion. So they will return, not only return back to Zion, but now they will return to the season of abundance. Because God has ordained it so. Okay? Remember that now they suffered so much in Babylon, and they cried to God, and God reversed the cry, and is giving them a way to escape before the wrath will come upon the land of Babylon. That's what verse 19 says. And of course, in verse 20, you see there that God says he will forgive them. In those days, at that time, declares the Lord, the search will be made of Israel's guilt, but there will be none. Total forgiveness. Praise the Lord. In the book of their recognized sin, the throne of him in his forbearance forget the sins previously committed have been overlooked. They will search for their guilt, they will be known. For the sins of Judah, there will be none. For I will forgive the remnant that I spare. So those that are returning, God has made up his standard for the work. That's the psalmist says, if God keep, and Psalm 130 verse 3, if God keeps the record of sin, no one can stand. Praise God. So he has punished them, they have repented, and the remnant that are coming back, God has forgotten their sin and tore completely the book of their sinfulness. Okay. And of course, the Babylonian in verse 29, no, in verse 23, is called the hammer of the whole earth. Because in the time the Babylonians were at large, the time the Babylonians were being used to punish the Israelites, they were hard on them like a hammer. Okay? They were very strong and powerful in their own time before this time that the Persians are overtaking them, overpowering them. So that's why Jeremiah is referring to them as the hammer of the earth. The description was Babylon's former force. And God is breaking the hammer now. It's just like the time there was a boxer called Iron Mike Tyson. Praise God. In his day, there was nobody that could beat him. But the time came when nearly everybody could beat him, and it was the whole iron and rust at the end of the day. Praise God. So even though this hammer was strong on the earth when at his prime, but God has decided at this time to break the hammer force. And in verse 28, we see the vengeance that the scripture is talking about here. Remember that it was the Babylonians that destroyed the temple. Where God says, my name will abide in this temple forever, the temple of Solomon. So it is the vengeance for that also that they are paying for at this time. And that's why God is doing. They raised the temple to the ground. And they took everything in the sanctuary, took them to all the goodness of gold and all this. They took it to Babylon and they put them under their idols. Those things were returned. Anyway. Okay. So 29. God said, repair. God aimed to bless Israel and curse all who curse her. This is the covenant that God has made with Abraham in Genesis chapter 12. If we have time, let's go to Genesis chapter 12, please, verse 1 to 3. You see, when God blessed Abraham, he made some covenant and says, the Lord said to Abraham, go from your country your people and your father's household to the land I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you and I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all the people on earth will be blessed through you. So this is the Abrahamic covenant that God made with Abraham from the beginning. So every nation that has cursed the people of God or that has despised them, this is what happened. The covenant of God cannot be broken. And the last nation to do it is the Babylonians. And that is why God is pronouncing this judgment concerning the Babylonians through the Maya before the end of the So the judgment of Babylon was the repayment to view of Babylon to run as God defends Israel's case. It says in verse 34, verse 5 there, that yet their Redeemer is strong, the Lord Almighty is his name. They will vigorously defend because of his people so that he may bring rest to the land, but unrest to those who live in Babylon. So they defend his people vigorously so that they will walk in rest and unrest to the Babylonians. So this is God's jurisprudence. Like our Father in the Lord will call it, God has a standard that cannot be broken. In as much as he used the Babylonians to punish the Israelites. Now, they did it, of course, in obedience to him. But it is not the will of God that his people will suffer. They punished and they derided them. They did more than God wanted them to do. And now it's payback time. So they have to suffer. And that is why God is releasing them, even unto the Median and the Persians to destroy them. And which is really very sad. Praise the Lord. Remember that they were very arrogant as well. Okay, so let me stop here so that we can take few questions or contributions before we go. Praise the Lord. I noticed that there was absolutely no response from the audience about those that we finished 50 now. And, okay, we are not talking about 49 today, we talk about 50. At least, that's 1 hour.
When these work,
Let us take contribution now. Praise God. Even if you said
yeah, well, I don't want to watch this. 40? I think. I don't know.
So let's discuss. Any contribution or question? But don't ask question like why is God punishing Babylon because he used them.
I gotta go down
again and again. Praise God.
550 today. I haven't been working for 2 weeks. No. I'll tell you afterwards.
To punish his children, or they derive pleasure in making other people to suffer. So that is also one reason that God, was going to destroy them. So in case when I was studying it, one lesson there is that sometimes you can see children of God or Christians, that used to be very fervent, and for some reason, maybe they fall into sin, and they're kind of, God is dealing with them. We must be careful not to make fun of them, or not to, intimidate them others, because God is looking. And when that person has, when David said that before I went astray, and before I was afflicted, I went astray. So a child of God could have gone astray and then in affliction, but through because of disobedience. So we must be careful not to make their situation worse, or to rub it on their face, or to make fun of them, because God can punish us for that, for doing that. So that's just a quick. Then I have a few points here, like in verse 2. Verse 2. It's a long chapter, isn't it? Verse 2 says, yeah. So he says, announce and proclaim among the nations. Lift up a banner and proclaim it. Keep nothing back, or say, Babylon will be captured. Bel will be put to shame. Marduk filled with terror. Her images will be put to shame, and her idols filled with terror. This was God telling Jeremiah. He said, tell them, don't hold anything back. Or, what came to my mind is that, like pastors of today, you know, many people, many of them, or many of us, I would say, are afraid to tell the truth in case, to tell it as God has sent us, in case people will leave the church, or in case some people will take offense at the preaching, but God was here telling Jeremiah that don't hold anything back, but say, Babylon will be captured. These things that God said Jeremiah should say, they are not palatable things. If God had said, tell Babylon, I'm going to promote them. Tell Babylon, I'm going to bless them. These ones are easily, you can easily say this. And of course, nobody will take offense in that. They will rejoice. But now he's saying, God was telling him that tell them that this, you will not be well with them, that you will be captured and things like that. It's difficult. So it could be difficult to say. But Peter said in Acts chapter 4, when they told him not to preach in the name of Jesus, he said, shall we fear man and displease God? So the one lesson that I want us to learn from here is that we can't fear man and disobey God, and do what God does not do, because man can be angry with you. Even if they are angry with you and they want to swallow you, God will defend you. But if it is God that is angry with us, who is going to defend us? So whatever God has put in our mouths today, we have to say it without respecting anybody, or who will get angry or get annoyed at what we are saying. As long as it is the truth, it's different from sometimes when you just want to rebuke somebody, You don't want to wash somebody down. But if God puts the words in a pastor's mouth, he should say it as it is, regardless of anyone that will get angry at him. And of course, if the people are children of God, if they have the Spirit of God in them, then they will know that the word that comes, because God said it, the Bible says it, that the word of God is for rebuking. Rebuking is not a nice thing, But if there's no pride in you, if the word of God comes as a rebuke, you will take it joyfully and amend your ways. Okay? So that's that kind of really, got into me now that you should not hold back. You should say exactly. And Jeremiah was warned in the beginning when God was going to send him out. He said that if you fear them, that I will terrorize you in their sight, in their presence. So that means if you fear man and you do not fear me that I'm sending you on errand, or the person you want to deliver the errand to, you are afraid, you fear them. God said he will terrorize him. So I think everybody should know this so that when the word is coming, like I think it's Brother Samir that used to say it, that when the word comes and it touches whatever he is doing wrong, he said he will go and thank God that God remembers him and that God does not want him to perish. Praise the Lord. And then verses 4 to 5. Verses 4 to 5. Raised in those days, at that time, declares the Lord, the people of Israel and the people of Judah together will go in tears to seek the Lord their God. That sounds like genuine repentance to me. It says they will go in tears to seek the Lord their God. So we seek God with our emotion. You can see some people when they are worshiping, they are crying. They are worshiping God with their emotion. And when you go back to God in tears, there's no way you will shed tears in the presence of God genuinely that He will not forgive your sin. It says they will go in tears to seek the Lord their God. That means they have gone astray. For the time will come when they will come back to their senses. Like 1 Corinthians 15:34 says. 1 Corinthians 15:34. It says, come back to your senses as you ought and stop sinning. For there are some who are ignorant of God. I say this to your shame. So it's the first part. It says, come back to your senses as you ought and stop sinning. So when those people will come back to seek God in tears, that means they have realized their mistake. They have realized what they have done wrong. They have realized that they have come short of the glory of God. So, and they are going back to God in tears to ask for mercy. Praise the Lord. And also Malachi 3:7. Quickly, please. Malachi 3:7.
Oh,
Malachi 3:7. Read this.
oh,
It says, ever since the time of your ancestors, you have turned away from my decrees and have not kept them. Look at God saying to them, return to me and I will return to you, says the Lord Almighty. But you ask, how are we to return? In tears, with a broken heart, with a heart that is really sorry. That's how we return to God. And then in Zechariah 1:3, he also says it there. Zechariah 1:3, that return to me and I will return to you. Therefore, tell the people, this is what the Lord Almighty says. Return to me, declares the Lord Almighty, and I will return to you, says the Lord Almighty. So when the time comes and Judah and Israel, when they will return back to God in tears, this is what is being fulfilled here. And they will definitely find mercy. And lastly, verses 6 to 7. Verses 6 to 7 of Jeremiah 50. Says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have led them astray and caused them to roam on the mountains. They wandered over mountain and hill and forgot their own resting place. Whoever found them devoured them. Their enemies said, we are not guilty, for they sinned against the Lord, their verdant pasture, the Lord, the hope of their ancestors. So it is actually some shepherds, some pastors that lead their flock astray through how? By teaching, demonic teaching, teachings that are not in the Bible. Or some actually make themselves to be God to the people, so that the people don't look up to God Almighty anymore. They don't fear God Almighty, but the man that stands before them, that calls himself the pastor, is who they now fear. Such pastors are leading the flock astray, and God is not happy about it. He's not happy about it, and of course, there is a punishment waiting for them. And it says, whoever found them about them, their enemies said, we are not guilty. See, that's why they call Satan the accuser of the brethren. Because there are times, sometimes we stand to pray, whereas we have sinned, and then we are praying. And I've also said, when we derogate from the law of God, that we open ourselves to the punishment of Satan, to the affliction of the enemy. And then the enemy is saying it's not guilty. Like when somebody says it's Satan that makes me to do what I do. Apostle said that Satan cannot make you to do anything except what you decided to do. And he said that because Satan did not hold your hand to go and like if somebody steals now. Satan didn't physically come and try to hold your hand and say, put the thing in your hand. You meditated on what, or you saw the chance and you quickly, acted. So you are the one that is guilty. The enemy, Satan is not guilty. The enemy that afflicted the children of God, they are not guilty because they themselves, open themselves to the affliction of Satan, the one that walks upright before God. The angel of the Lord encamps around them, and Satan cannot penetrate them, and the afflictor cannot penetrate them. But when we go astray, that is what happens, and the enemy is not, the enemy is not guilty then. So the enemy is permitted to afflict the children of God that break rank. So like Ecclesiastes 10:8 says, Ecclesiastes 10:8 says, whoever digs a pit may fall into it. Whoever breaks through a wall may be beaten by a snake. So when we derogate the law of God, what we have done is to break through the wall, and whatever we find there then is our portion. But if we don't break through the wall, if we obey the word of God, then Satan cannot bite us. We see the same thing in Matthew 9:36 and Revelation 12:10. So, the Lord help us, Jesus.
And the Lord help us indeed. Apart from Elder and Branson, all the adults, when it's Bible study, they left. Even Sister I finish now, you are coming back. Just thinking, wow, disappeared. Again, admin, disappear. These are adults that are supposed to also rub minds and teach the young ones. But all of you just disappeared from the house. So, it is well. Amen. Any more contributions? Anyway, thank God the lawyer is finishing now. We hopefully, maybe what we do next week is just to do the remaining two chapters together. So we can go to other parts of the Bible where people can also understand that. If you don't understand, I'll do chapter 51 and 52 next week by the grace of God. I will finish it. Alright? Okay. Maybe week after that, yeah.
because it's either you call it a wake-up call or you call it eye opener, because in Isaiah is similar to Jeremiah in that it makes us to be aware of what the people ahead of us did, that they incurred the wrath of God. So if every Christian can read those chapters, and I think the fear of God will grip us if we can read it. Or I think it's either I don't care, or let me just go to Bible study and mark register.
It's just like you are here when you are going over what we have already discussed for 1 hour. While studying this chapter, we've seen that what happened in this book of Jeremiah is exactly what happened in the church today. In the time of Jeremiah, he will stand up from morning to night, telling them, this is what you are doing, this is the recompense, this is what God is going to do if you continue, and they refuse to hear. The same thing in the church of today. Well, in some churches where they are not preaching prosperity and all those things, they preach out righteousness and say, this is what God wants us to do. This is what we are doing. And this is what will happen if we do not change. People are not changing. So what's the difference? So we've drawn all this parallel already, and before the others began to one by one. So, praise the Lord. Brother, you want this? Praise God. Yeah. Praise God. Hallelujah. Verse 20. It says something like, those days and in that time, praise the Lord. The iniquity of Israel shall be solved. They shall be gone. And the sins of Judah, they shall not be found. For I will punish those whom I preserve. There's something I'm about to say long time ago. Sometimes you can bring all that, I think, because others are good. But sometimes when the time comes, you just succeed. But you can say, we will not be succeeding. You wonder what's going on. So sometimes, and you notice that sometimes life is like, I think sometimes the Lord, you are looking at it, is the Lord look like half of the person. That's my own opinion. But sometimes you see some people like the way God said the book of Israel shall be solved. Sometimes you see some people now, or in church now, the one who come to church, there's most of people that come to church every day. There's certain things that happen. For the sake of God, God said, for the sake of my name, they will allow to, not because of their own, not because they are working, they are qualified, or they want to be because of His grace in our life. So when this happened in church, so a lot of us sometimes we go through it, and God just help us to go through it. Because we say, oh, this other is going to be trouble. That means in the matter of especially if you solve after God, if you are with God, let's say I have confession, I have confession. I will completely those I want to without the right of saying it. That means it's good to be in a kind of a good book of God. Because when the time comes, when the spirit you or you feel trouble, and God just allows things to go through like it's called grace. Oh, that's what it is, the kind of grace of God in our life or anything. Like I want watching this.
And also, sometimes memorial comes into play. When God just happens sometimes. You know, unlike human beings, see, human being, somebody can be so good to you, they be good to you in the past, and then they did something that maybe you didn't expect or you don't like, and you just forget how good they have been in the past, and then you just say, that person, never again, I will never talk to that person again. It's not like that with God. God will consider, though hopefully it is not change, because it is if somebody dies while they make that mistake, no memorial won't come to play anymore. But while we are still alive, sometimes God looks at what we have done in the past, how, and because God does not want anyone to perish in the first place if we still have life. He doesn't want us to perish. He wants us to repent and then, still have our salvation. But human beings are not like that. Once they don't like what you have done, they are now, that is it. And they can't even do anything good anymore. Everything you do is not good. They will always find a problem or offense in what you do. They don't remember the past. God is not like that. God always. That's why he said there that a time will come that you will seek their fault. You won't find it anymore. Why? Because he will wipe them out. Because those remnants that he has spared, he said he will forgive them because they will come back to repentance. Those are the ones that will go back to God in tears. And you can't appear before God with a broken heart, with tears in your eyes, and God will turn away. No, otherwise, what he said that turn to me and I will turn to you will be invalid. So for those ones, they will go back to God. We have to repent genuinely first before we can find mercy before God. Because he sees the heart. You can tell man you have repented. You can tell man you are sorry, and right inside of you, you are not. God sees that. Man cannot see it. So, but when this remnant, when they remember what they have done is wrong, and they come to God in tears, God will forgive them. That is why they are guilt. He said, their search will be made for Israel's guilt, but there will be none. And for the sins of Judah, for none will be found. For, that is because I will forgive the remnant which I spared. And those remnants, because God told them to remain in a place, and they remained. They refused to follow them to wherever the others went. So God forgives their sin. And that is why their sins will not become praise.
Praise God. I just refer them here. I just want to ask a question based on that. You know that you kind of like to, what is that? Sometimes that people are kind of more, some people can go through, like I don't know how to do it. Some people seem to be more love before God. They're not that they took that for more holy or anything, but it's that no matter what happened. And sometimes I ask, is it that also this making them do that for more favor? So maybe, or I want to ask the question, no, it's very selfish. Is that for more favor too? Is there any criteria of it? Is it putting on the heart or I don't put it to
You know, we say to whom much is given, much is expected. There are some people that God has given grace to, and God expects much back from them, and yet they be the one that we serve God less or something. So such people, maybe they've been in the church before, they served and served and served, and God expected them to grow. Paul said that we are expected to be breaking bones. We shouldn't be drinking milk. So if such people are still drinking milk, think they say in the Bible that they beat the drum, they will not dance. They did this, they will not do that. I can't remember where the scripture is. We are no money, we are not. So, and such people are the ones that Jesus said they are lukewarm, which he will spew out of his mouth, So, you like people, let's say we in this church now, I don't think we will have an excuse for doing evil because we can't say that you haven't heard the word or the word is not coming. We are hearing the word, but what are we doing with the word? So if God expects the word to have transformed us and we are not transformed, you'll be surprised that somebody might be born again tomorrow and God will regard that person over us because he has planted so much in us. Like it says that the axe is as a tree, to cut it down. Then if the tree remains fruitless, why should it be taking up nutrients? when you can plant another tree and the tree will give you fruit. You know, so God is not going to do. And also, we also remember that He said He will have mercy on whom He will have mercy, and have compassion on whom He will have compassion. I think we should be praying that God, let me be part of those that will enjoy Your mercy. And of course, we also use the Word of God to check ourselves and see how we are doing.
Praise the Lord. Okay, I'll take it from a general perspective, but based on the scriptures, kind of like informed by the scriptures, but it's a general perspective. I think sometimes, in the life of a person or a Christian, should I say, there are stages in life that you go through. Sometimes God will use certain situations in your early life to teach you something that you will encounter later in life. Or, for example, the hardship, maybe in the beginning of your Christian life, you face hardship. Okay, so God is preparing you for even greater things to come later on, maybe for you to be able to encourage others in the same situation. In other words, you might think that other people seem to find God's favor, but you don't know the past. You only have seen them when they're receiving that favor. Or maybe you only see them going through the hard times. You've never seen them in good times. Maybe the good times are in the latter of their lives. So I take it from that view, just like, was it Paul who was saying, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I've learned the secret of being content. Like, he knows like how it's like to be in need. There was a stage in life where there was a need, he was in need, and then he's gone through that stage. So sometimes you might look at people and think that they're Christian life and God is always seem to be on their side always. They're not going through any hardship. So it means God is kind of like favoring them, but it's not kind of like favor, but they've gone through some stages or they're yet to go through some stages. Because sometimes you start smooth sailing, and the later in life you come across the hardships. So God is kind of like a preparation period for each and every one of us, maybe for yourself or for you to encourage others in the same challenges that you might be facing. So to everyone, you might think everything's going smoothly, but they've had a path or they're yet to get to that stage. Praise the Lord.
Which is similar to what Pastor was also saying, I mean, in the more general form. The scripture is just, it's very correct and adequate. God is not just. If we look at Romans chapter 9, that scripture Pastor was trying to say to us, verse 14 to 16. Romans 9, 14 to 16 say, what then shall we say? Is God unjust? Not at all. For it says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. 16 says, he does not therefore depend on man's desire.
Yes, come on.
So, which confirms what that will say. Some people that Barack Obama and Trump, by 54 years old, Obama has finished the job. Trump is still struggling at 74 tax. So, both of them will be successful because they will complete the task of being the president of America. Was one finished it when he was very young, one finished it when he was very old. So they said opportunities come differently to people based on God's choosing. It's not by you can struggle, you can, and you have, of course, because we do not know what God is saying unless God reveals it. We have to know. So that's That's the, so, but God has a destination for his people. And I always remind us that his plan for us is good and not of evil. Jeremiah 29, 11 and 12. So, he has a good plan for us. In as much as we remain in him, the plan will unfold. It may be when we are young, when we are middle or when we are old. But the main thing is the plan will unfold. It will come to pass. So we have to take solace in that and continue to trust and believe in him until it happens. And it will happen.
From 11 says, all those who sin without the law will also perish without the law. And all those who sin on, no, 11 says, there is no favoritism with God. Um, 12 says, all those who sin without the law will also perish without the law. And all those who sin under the law will be judged by the law. For the hearers of the law are not righteous before God, but the doers of the law will be declared righteous. So when Gentiles who do not have the law instinctively
Romans 2:13.
2:11 to, yeah, I think 14. So when Gentiles who do not have the law instinctively do what the law demands, they are a law to themselves, even though they do not have the law. They show that the work of the law is written on their hearts. Their consciences firm this. Their competing thoughts will either accuse or excuse them on the day when God judges what people have kept secret according to my gospel through Christ Jesus. So,
If we turn to him, he turn to us. If we trust him, like that song always say, if you turn to him, he will turn to you. If you, so God is faithful in all his ways. We must learn to turn to him in prayer and in trust and obedience. And God is faithful. Praise the Lord Jesus. On this note, I want to encourage us to commit our hearts to study the Bible. And in fact, maybe after
Basically,
during
get paid. My